So good morning, everyone. I believe all of you know why we have gathered here today. So today we will be discussing the questions on Module 6A from the page 92 and 93. I have already shared screen the book for easier discussion. I believe you guys have opened your own books as well as done the questions individually first, except for the listening part. So maybe we can start now for our discussion.
Yep, of course.
Okay, so we can start from number 1. Here we are told to discuss 3 questions. As we can see, there are several places named inside the box. For the first question, what do you think the weather is like? Second question is, what kinds of food might grow there? And 3, how do you think humans can survive there? Maybe we can start from Jeffrey. You can choose a place and describe using the questions below.
Okay, I will say dry deserts. It is a large area of land. Usually the weather is really hot, where there is almost no water, rain, trees, or plants. So there is no food that might grow there. Usually just the cactus plant, and I don't think humans can survive for a long time.
Okay, I think you have given a great description for that. How
Thank
about
you.
tropical island? The weather of both places are hot, but what do you guys think? How the two places differ from each other?
Well, the difference I think is from the plants. There are much more variety of plants that could grow in tropical island compared to dry desert, and I do not think that human could live in a desert since the temperature is very high. But in the tropical island, people could live there easily.
Okay. Aside from the 2 places that you guys have discussed, are there any other places in the box that you think are interesting to talk about?
And I like to describe the rainforest, I guess. The rainforest is an area of tall, mostly evergreen trees and a high amount of rainfall. Rainforests are Earth's oldest living ecosystem, with some surviving in their present form for at least 70 million years. It produces a lot of food such as coffee, bananas, cinnamon, black pepper, chocolate, palm oil, and many other plants. Living in the rainforest can be both challenging and rewarding. The rainforest is known for its high levels of rainfall and humidity, as well as its diverse and abundant plant and animal life. Some people who live in the rainforest may face challenges such as limited access to the modern amenities and healthcare, as well as exposure to dangerous animals and insects. However, many people who live in rainforests also appreciate the natural beauty and resources that they provide, and may rely on traditional farming and hunting methods to sustain themselves.
Okay, nice. Maybe any other person like to describe any more places?
Okay, I'd like to describe the polar region. So the polar regions are very cold places. It is so cold that the temperature can go way below freezing. As I do some research, it tells me that in the winter there is a lot of darkness, and in the summer it's sunny all day and night. There's also storms with heavy snow and strong winds are common here in polar region. Also, not many plants can grow in these freezing places. And people who live in polar region maybe stay in the houses, and the buildings there are designed to keep the cold out, and they often have to be heated a lot to stay warm.
Okay, how about Davin? I think the last place that hasn't been described yet is high mountain range. Do you like to answer that?
Yes, of course. I would like to explain a high mountain range. So the climate in high mountain range can be extreme and unpredictable. This region often experience rapid and severe weather change, including snowstorms, high winds, and intense sunlight. The temperature can also go from being extremely hot to below freezing. The leafy green and root vegetable can be two options to grow in this place. Living in the mountain can be hard. At higher altitude, the air is thinner, which means it has less oxygen, and that makes breathing harder. So people might bring canister of oxygen when they climb high earth tallest peaks.
Okay, great. I think we have all discussed 5 places in the box. So from you guys' answer, I believe each of you has a great general idea of the places and has done a great research on that. Okay, so maybe we can move on to the next question, which is 2A. For this part, we are asked to match the words formed below to the rules from 1 to 7. More than one answer may be possible for each questions. Maybe we can take turns answering the question and see whether all of you guys have the same answer. Who would love to start for number 1?
I would start for number 1. Maybe for number 1, the answer is a singular noun.
Okay.
For 2, my answer is adverb.
How about number 3?
For number 3, it is ings verb.
Okay, and the answer for number 4 is singular noun.
Okay. I think before going to the next number, do you guys all have the same answer for number 1 to 4?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. Who would like to continue for the next question, number 5?
Now, answer number 5, it's countable noun or uncountable noun.
I will answer for number 6 and 7. For number 6, it is a comparative adjective. And for number 7, it is adjective.
Okay. I believe everyone has the same answer for the 3 questions as well.
Yep.
Okay, great. I think we can move on to the next question, which is 2B. So here we are told to guess the form of the words in the blanks in each sentences. Is there any way that you guys have tried filling those in? If yes, maybe you can immediately tell us your answers.
Yes, I will try to guess it. Maybe for number 1, it is noun. And number 2, it is adjective. Number 3, it is adjective 2 and plural countable noun. And for number 4, it is adverb. For number 5, it is adjective. And maybe for number 6, it is ing verb.
Okay, I think for this part, we can all check our answers together after listening to the audio as told in number 2C. So, okay, I will play the audio for you guys and we will then continue with the discussion.
When we're cold, the first thing we do is shiver, which causes us to produce a greater amount of heat. Our blood withdraws from the skin areas to the central part of the body because it needs to concentrate on keeping the really important parts of our body warm, like our heart, our kidneys, our liver, etc. This means our skin starts to feel cold. It also goes red as our blood vessels expand to try to keep it warm. When it feels very icy, we begin to lose the cells in our fingers, toes, nose, ears, and cheeks. These can soon be replaced if you find warmth, but if you don't, then they quickly die. This is called frostbite. Not everyone feels temperature in the same way. The difference between a woman's core body temperature and her skin temperature is bigger than the difference between a man's, which means a woman is more likely to have cold hands and her feet are more likely to get cold. Of course, it isn't just an issue of gender. It can also be an issue of age. Recognizing differences between warm and cold weather is also more challenging for the elderly, which can put them in danger.
Okay, that is the audio for this part. So maybe you guys have take notes for the answer. Who would like to start first for number 1?
Okay, I'll start. For number 1, it's heat.
Okay, for number 2.
Okay, for number 2, I think it is important, and I will continue for number 3 too. For number 3, it is IC and cell.
Okay. Is there anyone with a different answer? Okay. Okay. Maybe for number 4.
Number 4, my answer is quickly.
Maybe Jeffrey would like to answer for number 5 and 6.
All right, so I think huge is match for number 5, and for number 6, recognizing.
Okay, I think from you guys' answers, it has the same form with the ones that you answered in 2B. So I think that's a great work, and maybe we can start for the next number, which is number 3. Look at the audio script 6.4 on page 000. How does the speaker paraphrase the words or phrases in number 1 to 8? The sentence number is in brackets. So for example, in number 1, the creation of more has the answer of produce a great amount of. So how about number 2 and the others?
Okay, I would like to start from number 2. So from number 2, the word focusing on paraphrase become concentrate on.
Okay.
Okay, for number 3, the speaker paraphrase the word hating into keeping warm. And also for number 4, in very cold temperature, it is paraphrased to the words when it feels very icy. And for number 5, it's we experience the death of, it is paraphrased to the words they quickly died.
Okay, and number 6, I think disappear forever, it paraphrase for put them in danger.
About number 7 and 8.
Oh, and number 7, I think temperature change, it paraphrase for differences between warm and cold weather.
Okay.
Okay, for number 8, for difficult, paraphrase becoming challenging.
Okay, I think you guys' answers are pretty accurate. And next part, we can start by looking at the text in the box here, where there are several blanks for us to fill in. So I will help by again playing the audio file to fill in the blanks. But what do you guys think the recording will be about? Maybe you can read it first. Any guesses?
Okay, I'll guess it. I think it's about the freezing temperature.
Okay. Maybe a
Hmm,
different one.
my guess, I think the text below discuss about how humans survive in the cold weather.
Okay.
Maybe the passage tells about living in a cold place.
Okay, I think the three of you guys have similar answer regarding cold or freezing place and weather. So how about guessing each words that will be filled in the blanks from number 1? Anyone?
Maybe number 1, it's lifestyle.
Okay.
For number 2, I'll guess it minus 20 degree maybe. And number 3, probably it's about 5 or 10 minutes. And for number 4, I cannot guess this one. And
Okay.
number 5, maybe it's the wind. And for number 6, I also do not know this one.
Okay. How about anyone else? Davin or Jeffrey? Maybe do you have any other guesses?
Yes, my guesses for number 1, I think it's supply. And for number 2, it is minus 30 degrees Celsius. And for number 3, it is up to 20 minutes. For number 4, it is freezing temperature. For number 5, it is rain. And for number 6, it is dangerous.
Okay. I think number 1 is place. Number 2, minus 47 degrees Celsius, because I heard that Siberia is really cold. Then number 3, I think less than 10 minutes. But I don't think I have the right guesses for number 4 until 6. I have to listen it first.
Okay. Maybe we can start with listening the audio now.
We humans are tropical animals. We aren't particularly built for the cold, but we have managed to adapt so we can live in very cold areas. We survive freezing temperatures by eating the right kind of food, so we have enough energy to burn and keep us warm. We also make sure we wear the right clothes. When I was young, my grandmother used to say, "There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing." And to a large degree, that's true. We adapt to colder environments by covering our bodies in layers of the right material that will keep us warm, such as wool. The final thing we do to survive cold temperatures is to build the right kinds of homes that we can heat and that protect us from the cold outside air. There are people in Siberia in Russia, for example, who regularly cope with outside winter temperatures of around minus 25 degrees this way. And there are towns in that area that have recorded below minus 60 degrees in the past. I've recently been to Yakutsk, and believe me, life there goes on as normal for the most part, even though it's freezing. Parents go to work and to the shops, and children go to school. But of course, everyone stays inside when it's particularly cold to keep warm. They don't go out for more than 5 or 10 minutes. And when they do go outside, they wear layers of very warm clothing. In fact, it can take them a quarter of an hour just to get dressed. The Yakutsk people have lived in that region for around 800 years, so they know how to prepare for and survive life in the cold. But what about those of us who don't live in extreme places like Siberia? Well, if the temperature drops to 0, we won't be in any immediate danger, even if we're wearing only light clothing. However, for this to be true, it has to be a very still day with no moving air whatsoever, because there's something that can have a significant impact on our survival, and that's wind. The thermometer might say -25, but if the air is moving, then it'll feel far chillier. In fact, a 25-mile-an-hour wind would make the temperature feel more like -66, and you'd be in danger in just seconds. So the right clothes and shelter are incredibly important, especially if a gale has just started blowing.
Okay. Maybe let's start answering from number 1 and see how it differs from our guesses before.
Okay, I will answer for number 1 and for number 2. So for number 1, it is food. And for number 2, it is -25 degree.
Okay.
I think number 3 close to my guesses before. 10 minutes. And number 4 is light clothing.
And for number 5, I guess it right. It's the wind. And for number 6, it's seconds.
Okay. Is there anyone who has a different question? Answer, sorry.
No,
No, I think I have the same answer.
I also have the same answer.
Okay. From what I took notes on, the guesses still can be improved, definitely. But overall, you guys have a great idea on what the text is trying to tell us. So good job for everyone. And there is a question for this. So from how accurate your answer is in the listen part before, does guessing the answers beforehand help in filling the answers during the actual listening?
Yeah, of course. For me, myself, it makes me fill the blank faster because we already think about the answer before.
How about maybe Davin?
For me, yes, it is help to fill the blank faster, but the answer not really accurate. We still need to cross-check the information on the listening part.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about Jeffrey?
Okay, I agree with the both of you. Guessing the answers beforehand make it easier for us to fill the answers because we get an image about the answers already.
Okay. So as you can see in number 5, below number 3, there are 3 tips. Do you guys think the tips below will help you more in the future, and will you apply that?
Yeah, I think it helps me when I only read the keywords in each sentences, so I can save time also.
Okay. How about anyone else?
I think yes, it is help to guess the blank, but to guess the blank, you need to understand its word form, so it become easy for you to image the word.
I agree. I think that's all that I want to say.
Okay. So a bit fun question here. Could you live in a very cold area like Siberia? We have heard the description from the audio. Maybe anyone can imagine living there?
No, I guess I cannot live there because when in the class of Prasmo, I feel very cold even though it's not winter outside.
Okay. Anyone can relate with Kelsey or have a different opinion?
I think I can't live in the temperature of minus 20. I guess I can't live there.
Okay.
I think I also couldn't live in Siberia because it is very cold. But if I have a chance, I would like to try to live there.
Okay. I think I have the same opinion with you guys. I think it would be very cold over there. Okay. So moving on, I think we can move to the next page, page 93, for number 1A. And maybe let's answer immediately for 1A and 1B. For example, anyone who wants to answer can immediately match the answers in 1A with the one with 1B. So anyone who would like to start?
Okay, me. Number 1, as it's already answered in the book, it's have and also been, and we'll directly match it with 1B. It's the letter B.
Okay. Maybe.
And I would like to answer for number 2 and for number 3. So for number 2, I think the answer it has and started, and the correct match letter is D. And for number 3, it is
Okay.
have and recorded. The match letter will be C.
Okay, maybe we can give Jeffy a chance to answer the next question, the next number.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, it's have lived, and it matched with the use A, an action which started in the past and continues today.
Okay, great. I believe you guys' answer are accurate. So let's see for number 2A. Look at the two sentences. When do we use for and when do we use since? So there are two sentences below. Maybe any guesses? Maybe Kelsey can answer for the part when we use the word since.
Okay, I'll answer this question. The sentence is people have lived there since around 1200. In this sentence, since is used to indicate the starting point of the action of living there. So it tells us that people started living there at around the year 2000 and have continued to do so. So since is used when we want to specify the starting time or point of an action.
Okay, good explanation. Maybe Jeffrey, do you want to answer for number?
Okay.
For the word for.
I'll make it short. In other way, for in the sentence is used to show how long people live there, which is 800 years in this case.
Okay, nice and short explanation for that. Maybe we can immediately move on to 2B. Next, I think we can take turns answering this. So one row of expression for one person. Who would like to start first?
I would like to start first. So for I think from the first row is since last year, for 3 decades, for over an hour, for a few seconds.
Okay,
Okay.
I will continue maybe. For the second one, for a long time and since the beginning of the month.
Okay, I'll continue the last row. It's for several months, for hours, since November, and for a week.
Okay. Again, for the same method, we will take turns and answer 2C to make a sentences. Who would like to start?
I would like to start for number 1 and number 3. So for number 1, the example I have been using my phone for 2 years. And for number 2, it can be illustrated by I have become a student in Prasetiya Mulya for 3 years. And for number 3, I have had my Xbox since 2022.
Okay, maybe Kelsey can continue for the next 3 words.
Okay, I have felt confused about my dream job for years now. And for the next one, it's I have known my boyfriend for 5 years. And the last one, I've liked ice cream since junior high school.
Okay. Jeffrey, maybe for the last 4 words.
Okay. Now for number 7, I have lived in Jambi since I was a kid. For number 8, I have owned this car for 3.5 years. For number 9, I have wanted this position since I entered the university. And the last one, I have worked with my boss for 2 years.
Nice work. I think everyone has a great understanding on how to construct the sentences using the verbs given. So moving on, still regarding the usage of the words for or since. For number 3 here, each of you can take turns answering 2 questions per person. Here. Maybe we can start with Jeffrey.
Okay, I think number 1 is Death Valley in California has held the record for the highest temperature since 1913.
Okay. Oh, there's already an answer for that. Maybe number 2.
Okay, I would like to start for number 2. So for number 2, the answer will be some parts of the Atacama haven't been raining for a year.
Okay, I'll continue for number 3. Vostok Station in Antarctica officially have been the coldest place on Earth since 1983. And for number 4, Eureka, Canada is the coldest inhabited place. People have lived there for over 60 years.
Okay, maybe we can give Jeffrey another chance to answer.
Okay, this time I'll answer by myself. So, number 5, people have inhabited in Sahara Desert for thousands of years.
Okay, maybe for the last question, anyone?
For number 6, the Sahara Desert has been dry for 6,000 years. Before that, it was green and wet.
Okay, I think everyone has the correct answer for all questions. We can move on to number 4A. Look at the sentence. Why does the speaker use the past simple in the second clause? Anyone?
I will answer on that question. So the speaker used the past simple tense in the second clause to indicate a specific point in the past when an action took place. The use of the past simple tense is appropriate because it is emphasized the population growth happened at distinct moment in time in the past and it is no longer continuing in the present.
I think because we don't have Zoom Premium, we can change the link first. It's almost up for the time.
A few moments later.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I think we can immediately move on to the next question, which is 4B. Another fill in the blanks. So we need to fill in the blanks with the correct forms of verbs that are in the brackets. Who would like to start?
I would like to start for number 1. It is has risen, and I also want to answer for number 2. For number 2, it is has increased.
Number 3. Anyone?
For number 3, I think it is haven't gone up.
Okay, maybe Kelsey just now want to answer.
Yep, I'll answer number 4 and 5. For number 4, it has been, and for number 5, it's have become.
Okay, and let me answer the last 2 questions. For number 6 is has risen, and number 7 has gone up.
Okay. Anyone with a different answer?
No?
Okay. So moving on to Farsi. Work in pair. So we can answer the questions below. How has the climate in your country shaped your life? Think about work, home, clothing, free time, transport, etc. And for number 2, what changes have you noticed in the temperatures in your country? Maybe we can have a little discussion openly about this.
Alright, let me start by describing my country's climate. Well, we have tropical climate in Indonesia, and it shapes me by using lightweight clothing to stay comfortable, and also it affects the building here and home of course. People who has winter climate usually has the basement in their house, while in Indonesia we rarely build basement for our house.
Okay. How about you, Jeffrey? Do you agree with Kelsey?
Yes, I totally agree with Kelsey. Climate in my country makes us using lightweight clothing, so we don't get hot. And if we see that a lot of fast fashion brands give discount to the cold suits because it doesn't suit with our climate here.
How about number 2? Anyone?
Okay, I would like to answer for number 2. I think lately it is very hot in Indonesia, so I wear a lightweight t-shirt a lot and using sunblock to protect my skin from ultraviolet when I'm going out. And because it is very hot in Indonesia lately, what changing, I think it is for the demand for sunblock. It is really increased, and people around me rarely go outside during the day. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe anyone has the same thoughts with Davin? Jeffrey, do you use sunblock?
Personally, I don't use it, but yeah, good for you, Davin. If you use it, it's hot out there.
Okay. We can move on to the next number, 5A. That is about adverbs. So, there are 4 questions for this one. Maybe anyone who would like to start for number 1.
Okay, which adverbs appear in a positive sentence? My answer is it's just. For example, the teacher just given us a test.
Okay. How about maybe Davin for the next question?
Okay, for number 2, it is no, I haven't done it yet, but I will soon. And for number 3 is, have you done your homework yet?
Okay. Jeffrey?
Okay, so the last one would be, I've recently learned how to pronounce the word temperature properly.
Okay. Great. We are moving on to the last part, 5B and 5C. So 5B, as you can see, there is a list of IELTS tasks and skills. And from the given ones, which one of these do you have already done, and which have you just or recently studied, and which have you not studied yet? Maybe everyone can answer. Anyone?
Okay. I have planned an easy. Okay, can anyone help me how to pronounce easy? Easy, I think. And
Yes,
also
easy.
essay and describe a place, label a map, answer multiple choice question, practice using for or since, practice using the passive, and also identify cause or effect in a text.
Maybe Davin, which one have you already done?
So what I have already done is, I think first is write a cause or effect essay, and then match heading, and then answer multiple choice question, and practice using for or since, and then identify cause or effect in a text, and lastly it's a label a map.
How about Jeffrey?
As far as I remember, I've done plan an essay, write a cause or effect essay, describe a place, label a map, answer multiple choice questions, practice using for or since just now, identify cause or effect in text, and practice using passive.
Okay. Maybe for number 2, which have you just or recently studied? Anyone?
What I just recently studied is practice using for or since and identify cause or effect in a text.
Okay.
For me, the one that I recently studied is the same with Davin.
Okay. How about Jeffrey?
The same, I think, with the both of you.
Okay. For number 3, which have you not studied yet? Is there anything?
The skill that I haven't studied yet, I think it's describe probability and use transport vocab.
For me, the one that I have not studied yet, it's describing probability, describing a table, and using transport vocabulary.
For me, I think describe probability and use transport vocabulary. I haven't learned it yet.
Is there anyone who would like to share which skills mentioned in the box that you guys are actually confident about, and which one do you need to practice in?
Yes, I think I'm quite confident with my multiple choice question and identify cause or effect in a text. However, I'm not really good at describing place, labeling a map, and planning an essay.
Okay.
Jeffrey?
I'm confident about answering multiple choice questions, practice using 4 or since, identify cause or effect in the text. But otherwise, I need to practice more and describe a place and label a map in listening.
Okay, for me, I'm confident in identifying cause or effect because that's the one that we just recently studied. And for the rest, I think I need more practice in it.
Okay. That is actually all for our today's discussion. I think we did great in sharing our answers and opinions as well. I believe through today's practice, we were able to learn a lot on grammars as well, word forms and skills such as our listening skills and using tricks like guessing the words before actually listening to the audio before filling in the answers. That's all for today. I hope everyone has a great day.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.